friend, how's it going? Thomas Decker here from GuitarRevolution.ca, and I'm here because I want to help you to become the best lead guitarist you can ever be. And in this video here, we're going to be talking about something that's probably going to free you up from the shapes of pentatonics, major scales, and things like that. Super simple concept, something that will force you to create new melodies, new music ideas, and hopefully break from that vice of just playing up and down the scales. It's super practical, like I said, and I have great results when I teach this to my students. Always a big hit, which is limiting yourself when you're soloing. Cut your options. We're gonna use just one string to solo over the backing track I have for this lesson. And before we get there though, I just want to invite you to click the link below and download my free 30-day lead guitar jumpstart guide, where I teach you in 30 days 8 main tools that you should master as a lead guitarist. Maybe you already know a few of them, maybe you already have a few of them like good to go, but this is like pretty much like a setup for you to have all these tools going. So I don't have only the list, I have the work for you. Very quickly, just click the link below, and in 30 days you can advance your guitar playing quite a bit. So it's very cool. My students having great results with that. And so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna zoom in my fretboard. I'm gonna show you in details what I did in the intro of this video. If you notice, I was just using one string to solo, create melodies, and I just stayed in one string using one very easy concept that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's break it down. Okay, so when it comes to soloing, a lot of times we keep on thinking, what the shapes I can use here? What are the scale shapes? What are the things options I can have here, right? And a lot of times you have a lot of answers for that. Pentatonic, major scale, all the different shapes that you can use for the major scale, for the pentatonic scale, and the arpeggios, and how to connect all that. Okay, right now, let's make the most simple option. Let's take the most simple option here for us to solo, which is using only one string. I know it's a little hard because guitar is such an instrument based on shapes. We have shapes of chords, right? And have shapes of scales, right? Here, the most famous of all, we have the major scale. You have the shape of minor scale. Oh. And you have the shape for the arpeggios, right? The minor. So many shapes for the Greek modes, the Mixolydian, Lydian, and all of them, right? So let's forget all that. Let's just use the most simple concept, that is step, step, half step. Step, 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 half step. What does that mean? That backing track you saw in the intro is in D major, so that's the main root. That's the root of our backing track. So we're gonna focus on the D string and we're gonna apply that formula of. From here, you're gonna step, step, half step. So 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret. So D, E, F sharp, G. Don't think too much of the names of the notes. It's very important for you to know, by the way. Some people think that I don't value that. I do. It's so important for you to know the notes of your guitar. But let's not focus too much on that. Let's think of the... From here, you have the step, step, half step. And then you have step, 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 half step. That's the formula for the major scale. Any instrument that you have in this planet, if you... in the Western world, let's not think of Eastern instruments, right? Western instruments. You're gonna have that step, step, half step. Step, 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 half step. And you have the major scale for any root. Okay? If I do that on the E string, I'm gonna have the major scale for E. Step, step, half. Step, 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 half. And here's the octave. So here's the first, second, major third, fourth, perfect fifth, sixth, major seventh, and octave. That's how it works. That's how our music system works. Okay, I said that you can apply to any key. Let's say if you are here, let's say, okay, here, B flat. From here, if you go step, step, half, step, 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 half, you have the B flat major scale. Not so hard for now, right? Let's get familiar with this. Let's just focus on the D and where the distance of the notes are. And you can use the fret notation for that. That's why the dots are there, by the way. So you're gonna know it's gonna be in the second, the fourth, fifth, 7th, 9th, 11th, 12th. And then you can go the octave. Right? And so on. Okay, so that's gonna be our first option. Our second option, we're gonna get D anywhere in the fret. Anywhere in the fretboard. Let's say B string. The B string, D is right here. Think of this chord shape here. Right here you have the root of D, so D. So from here you can go that same formula. Step, step, half. Step, 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 half. If you follow that and the most different options, you will have the major scale of D, and you can use that to solo. Right? So it's a concept that is very easy to grasp. There's some very advanced guitarists that say that this is probably one of the hardest ways for you to solo. So you need to locate very well your notes are. I don't think it's one of the hardest. I think it's one that you need to pay attention to most because you're not used so much. You don't use that so much. You're not used too much to that shape, to that freedom from the shape, right? So let's try. I'm gonna put the backing track here and I'm gonna go slowly playing over the scale of D, and later on I'm gonna get a different string and gonna do the same process, okay? So here's the backing track. So it starts in G, but it's in D, trust me. You see, that's the root right there. G, and then it goes to B minor, and then A. Those four chords show me that that's D, okay? Perfect, right? See how it fits perfectly? So D, step, step, half, step, 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 half. I can keep on going. Step, step, half, step, step. I don't have more frets. But you see, let's use that as our foundation to solo, okay? That's pretty. You have to slide, have to connect the notes in a different way, right? I thought just creating on the spot here. Sounds pretty, right? So I'm just using that same notes, and you see how many different melodies I can come up with. Oh, that's the wrong note. Alright, gonna get starting from the B string, 3rd fret, that's D. I'm hitting this very bad, yeah? Sounds so nice. Let me do now on the G string. G string, D will be right here on the 7th fret. So from here, step, step, half, step, 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 and half. And I can go behind that too, right? Making mistakes, and that's fine. Just exploring, right? Sounds so nice. So you break from that, which is nice too, right? By the way, this is anyways, sounds so cool. I really like it. So you see how many cool ideas I can come up with if I limit myself, just one string, right? In the beginning, it's gonna be a little stiff, a little hard to solo, a little hard to come up with ideas. And then very soon you're gonna be noticing, okay, I can start to create more, right? Make the guitar sing, right? I did something there, I opened D, so what I did there, I just did the way back, right? Half, step, 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 half, then step, and step, right? And of course, I missed quite a few notes there, and I recognize that. I'm not ashamed of it because it's part of learning, it's part of practicing, it's part of developing your skills. So don't be scared of, oh, I missed a note. It's so what? You're practicing, right? You're learning, we're exploring. It's fine to make mistakes. If I'm performing, that's completely different. If I'm in front of people that they're there to watch me performing, completely different. But here we are in like a classroom environment. We're experimenting, so it's completely fine to make mistakes. but it's completely fine to have a great time, right? Don't put so much pressure. Just have fun. Try to make your guitar sing the melodies that you can hear in your head. I know you can. It's rare when a musician plays and solos and he is not hearing something in his head. I hope this will help you to get that melody that you hear in your head a little bit more outside, so you can connect with others that are listening, right? And serve this world with more music. We need that. I hope this was helpful, it was inspiring. Don't forget to click the link below and download that free 30-day lead guitar jumpstart guide. It can really speed up your process as a lead guitarist. Hope to see you in the next video, and see you then.